Once upon a time in the magical world of social media, where filters reigned supreme and pixels held the power to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, there lived a 23-year-old girl called Mitchell, an Instagram aficionado. Mitchell was big on social media. Picture-perfect moments were her biggest strength. Brands clamored for her attention, offering deals to showcase their wares, especially female clothes, perfumes, and skincare products. At the tender age of 23, she basked in the glow of online adoration and digital validation. She even attracted suitors who envisioned marrying the pixelated version of herself. First, it started as a hobby, posting filtered pictures on Instagram. Then she became obsessed with filters and picture-perfect photographs. Fast forward 4 years later, she got so absorbed in perfect pictures which looked nowhere near her real self. She did have a lot of attention online, even from male suitors who wanted to marry her. Then one month, she started chatting to this genuinely handsome doctor online. His name was Trevor. He lived in the UK. They would spend 6 hours talking on the phone in the evenings. They bonded like soulmates. He was funny, and he thought Mitchell was funny too. "You are such a sweet girl and very respectful," he would say that to Mitchell. Their online rendezvous began innocently enough, but their connection blossomed into a love story that even Shakespeare would envy. They enjoyed each other's company so much that not a day passed without talking to each other. This was the first time in Mitchell's life she felt deeply in love and attached to someone. After a year of dating, they decided to take their relationship to the next level. Mitchell told Trevor that, in her culture, a future husband has to pay dowry to the future wife's family. Trevor agreed to pay the dowry, even though in his culture it was not necessary to do so. Trevor paid about $15,000 as lobola, which was the dowry. Remember, Trevor put in such an investment without having seen Mitchell in person. Now the day arrived when Mitchell had to meet Trevor for the first time. In her excitement, she overlooked the cardinal rule of airport meetups. She forgot to brandish a sign bearing Trevor's name. As the plane touched down and passengers disembarked, a nervous energy gripped her. No Trevor in sight. She called Trevor to find out where he was. He described what he was wearing and where he was standing, and she saw him immediately. Trevor had stood in front of her earlier. She didn't think it was him. He was too handsome and classy, hence she had kept waiting. This meant Trevor had also seen Mitchell, but didn't think it was her. Mitchell was left wondering if she looked too big or too ugly, that Trevor could not recognize her. She must have looked too big and imperfect, she thought to herself. Look out for part 2 and find out what happened next.